Well, today we have Brook Johnson with us of Yahara Chocolates. Welcome to Wine Wanderings, Brook.
Oh, thank you very much, Tricia. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad you're here, and I'm enjoying your chocolates, and we're going to talk about pairing them with wine in a little bit. Can you tell me about your business, Yahara Chocolates, as a purveyor of fine chocolate bars from around the world?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started my business about 3 years ago, and it started with really wanting to share what I had loved for the last 20 years, which was buying chocolate bars from all over the world. What I realized when I started selling a few of these is that no one had any idea really where chocolate came from. They always thought chocolate was a chocolate candy. So I decided, well, instead, I'm going to explore the world, create this educational experience by curating a selection of chocolate bars. And over the last 3 years, sort of by accident, I've ended up with one of the largest collections of chocolate that you can find in any store in the United States. And so that's what I do. I try and teach people about the world, teach people about the supply chain through the chocolate bars, through really high quality chocolate bars.
And how do you find your new chocolates or a chocolate, and how do you decide? You said you're a curator of them. How do you decide what to keep, what to find? How do you know about them?
Sure. To begin with, to start off with, I just took what people suggested, right? But after that, I started refining what I was looking for. I started seeing lots of duplication and stuff like that. So what I do now is if I see a chocolate maker I'm interested in, either I see them online or sometimes now they contact me, is I request samples. Tell me what's unique about your brand. Send me what's unique about your brand. I will taste them, but not just me. I take and share them with my customers. All right, for a week here, anyone can come to my shop and try this new chocolate. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you'd order it. And if that all goes well and they have a transparent supply chain and I know who their farmers are and all of that, then I order a test batch. And if that goes well, then they become they can become someone I carry. And that's how I sort of develop what chocolate bars I have in my shop.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're located in Stoughton, Wisconsin on the Yahara River, that's your name,
Yep.
Not far from Madison, Wisconsin. So who are your customers? Are they local? Are they tourists? Are they online? Or how would you describe your customers?
I would say right now, my most frequent customers are local customers because it's convenience and a lot come from Madison. A lot come from Stoughton, but it's amazing in a town of only 10,000 people, how many people are so interested in the chocolate that I offer. And what I've been working on is trying to get more national customers, more mail order customers. And I do. And what's interesting about that is a lot of my mail order customers are influential chocolate bloggers and chocolate people who are trying to find this unique selection of chocolate. And they're the ones who told me, hey, you know, your shop is the top 10 shops anywhere in the country. So.
Oh, congratulations on that. Now, I understand during the pandemic and perhaps before you did some virtual events. Can you describe those and will you be carrying some of those forward?
Yeah, so I used to do events every month, which would be an educational event, a tour of the world in chocolate with different themes. And then when the pandemic hit and I couldn't do those anymore, I switched them to virtual events. And I would promote the pack and I would sell a tasting pack of some sort, again, some historical theme or some pairing theme or a chocolate maker theme. And I would hold those on Zoom online, often with a guest chocolate maker. And I did that for March, April, May last year. And then I just got so busy with other things. And it was really a lot of work to put these together online. And it wasn't giving me the payback that I needed to continue doing it compared to the renovations that I was doing in my shop and stuff like that. So I'm just starting off again. So coming up next weekend, I'm going to do my first online tasting again, which will be a spring celebration. My favorite bars of 2020 is going to be an online tasting. And then I'll start doing them again every month, every couple of weeks. I'll have a different theme and I'm going to start doing the online tastings again.
Well, that sounds like a very cool event. I'm going to have to dial in for sure. So one of the things that I received as a gift actually from a friend was one of your white wine pairing packs. And I just received the red wine as well. So as you know, I'm a level 4 sommelier and I've actually taken each of those and paired them with what I think would be the best pairing. So I told you with a couple of them, I'm using a Madeira, some ports. One of them has a very unusual pairing with a gin and tonic. Very cool chocolate that you sent. But how do you decide to put those packs together? Do you have other packs that you put together, and how does the ingredient of that chocolate drive your pairing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have the white wine pack and the red wine pack, and those change depending on the season, depending on what bars I have in stock. But some of the other pairings that I do is I have a coffee pairing pack. I have a tea pairing pack. I'm working with a local company, Cheesers, to get a cheese and a salami or cured meat pairing pack to maybe so you can make your own your own board, right? And then instead of just being at salami and cheese, you can also add chocolate in. What works really well for that. And what I do is I take the essence of whatever the opposite pairing is from the chocolate and figure out what in the chocolate can I offer that will match with that. For example, coffee. Coffee is very strong, so you need a chocolate that can withstand almost the coffee flavor and a thicker bar, right? So I'm looking for a thicker bar. I'm looking for different texture so that if you have a little bit of chocolate, you have a little bit of coffee, the chocolate's not gone when you're done with your coffee, right? For the same thing for the tea one. The tea one is often much, much darker bars because what the tea does is it really opens up the chocolate. It lightens the chocolate, almost like adding a drop of water to your whiskey, right? It really opens it up. And so that really allows you to explore the darker chocolates better. So my tea pairing pack will be much darker chocolates than you'll find in some of the other ones. So I sort of work and I bring in people. I'm always bringing in people because I don't just want to give people what I like. I want to get feedback from customers on what they really like. And especially you, I'm so excited to hear your pairings with the wine because that will really help me further refine and further educate people about how they can pair these great foods together.
Yeah, we'll have to do a virtual tasting sometime.
Absolutely.
I understand you're also a potter and your shop started with the items that you make. What do you make most frequently as a potter?
Well, most frequently I make mugs, not because I want to, but that's because what people like to buy, right? So I make lots of mugs. My main focus for pottery is actually teaware. So I make teapots, I make teacups, I make tea bowls. I make lots of different styles of teapots and teaware because one thing I'm transitioning into is my favorite pairing. Honestly, I hate to say my favorite pairing is not with wine. It's honestly with tea. I love pairing chocolate with tea. That's by far my #1 favorite pairing. And so I'm working on creating a tea shop associated with my chocolate shop so that I can really share this thing that I love so much with customers.
Well, that's a great idea. I love tea as well, and tea for different occasions, tea for going to sleep, tea for waking up. There's all sorts of different flavors that I have a chai tea that is actually just chai tea flavors. It doesn't have the heavy cream in it. So I really appreciate those, and they would be wonderful with chocolates.
Right,
so,
and I'm just getting in a new chai tea bar from Chile. So that was a really popular one that I got. And so I'm getting a new order of that in. So people really like that bar.
Good.
Just put them together.
I will have to try that one. So just in conclusion, what is the best way other than my newsletter article for people to find you?
Sure. You can follow all of the stuff that I do on Facebook under Yahara Chocolate, Instagram under Yahara Chocolate. You can, if you like doing hashtags, you can do a hashtag of craft chocolate or chocolate shop, and you'll see all these crazy things from all over the world that people are doing. You can walk by my shop and see my sign sitting on the sidewalk. Honestly, most of my customers are word of mouth customers. But I do everything online as well. So my entire shop is online. So go to Facebook, go to Instagram, or just search Yahara Chocolate, and then I will come up and sign up for my newsletter to get all what's new every week.
Great, Brooke. Thanks so much for joining us on Wine Wanderings, and look for the article to come out this month.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me. I look forward to working together in the future.